I'm Sarah Davis.
I'm Bradley Flowers.
My name is Jordan Bennett.
And we are interviewing Dr. Surrey on education technology. My first question is, do you prefer teaching online classes over in-class classes?
Just cut right to it. I prefer teaching in-class classes because I just like interacting with people more, and I think they're less work from a teacher's perspective. Teaching an online class is a lot of work because people always ask you the same question over and over, and they're always calling and emailing, and they want feedback. Mm-hmm. And all that kind of stuff can be done very quickly in class, but it just takes a long time to do it online. The one thing I like about, the one thing I really like about online is it keeps me organized. You got a Dropbox, everything's in a Dropbox. I don't have to run around, dig around my office to find something. All the lessons are online, the syllabus is online. It keeps me organized, so I really like that. So I like the e-companion thing, where you can have all that stuff online, and a Dropbox, and a grade book, but then you still meet people. That's my favorite.
All right. And my second question is, what's the most efficient piece of technology used in education, in your opinion?
Man, y'all are asking some hard questions. Most efficient piece of technology. I don't know if it's technology, but I think a teacher is probably the best thing that we have in education. A lot of technology is really designed to replace a teacher or to minimize the teacher's role, and I think that's exactly backwards. We should be really valuing teachers and supporting teachers, and we should have more better teachers instead of, even in higher education, in college, we need better instructors, better live teachers, and I think we're sort of using technology as a crutch or as a way of minimizing teachers, which is exactly the opposite.
Okay, and my third question is, what are the advantages of taking an online class in the eyes of a student?
Oh, well, you probably could tell me more. I think the thing that I hear about is time flexibility, that they don't have to be at a class at a certain time for a certain number of hours, especially people who have activities, after-school activities, or kids, or people who are working a full-time job. Online's really good for them, I guess. I don't know, I've never taken an online class. So
I haven't, I agree with you.
That's probably the flexibility of it.
What's the hardest part about teaching an online class for you?
About teaching an online class? Well, I think it's just staying on top of all the questions and emails and comments and people wanting to come in and see you. It's a lot more work. A lot of stuff that can be done all at once in an online class you have to do 2 or 3 times for every question in an online class. In a traditional class, you can answer questions all at once and everyone has the same question. In an online class, you could have frequently asked questions, and you can send email out about when people ask a question. But people always ask you the same question and always want feedback on the same basic stuff. So to me, you're never not teaching. In a traditional class, you're teaching for 3 hours. In an online class, you're always teaching that class, and it gets very frustrating sometimes.
My first question: with all the new technology being created, where do you think technology will be in 5 to 10 years?
Educational technology, or just technology in general?
Just technology in general.
Well, I think one thing we know about technology is that it builds on itself. If I knew where technology was going to be in 5 years, I wouldn't be talking to you. I'd be buying a new Lexus, or I'd be buying a mansion. I don't know. I think people that really know where technology is going and have a good idea about where technology is going are really visionary type people who probably making a lot more money than I do. So I don't know. I think the danger with technology, and this is something that I always talk about, is we lose control of it. Technology takes on a life of its own, and instead of us having control of the technology and determining how we want to use technology gets so advanced so quickly and develops so rapidly that we sort of chase technology, and we're sort of like slaves to technology. Instead of technology being a tool for what we need to do, we're sort of a tool for where technology wants to take us. So the danger is we're going to lose control of where technology's taken us and just sort of follow along with technology.
Okay.
Does that sound like BS, or does that sound...
That sounds good.
I mean, does that sound crazy?
No.
Do you think students benefit more from an online class in comparison to a regular class?
Do they benefit more? Well, there's academic benefit and then there's life benefit. I think they benefit by being able to do other things, take care of their family, work a job, take a vacation, have some free time. I think there's a benefit to that. But academically, I think they absolutely do not benefit. I don't know anyone that's ever told me, oh, I took that online class and I got so much out of it and I learned so much and I just so much better academic experience than it was online, than it was in class. Most people tell me, well, in classes I learn more, I feel like I'm more involved, more invested. So I don't think that students benefit intellectually or academically, but I think they benefit personally and socially, and work-wise and family-wise. So it's a trade-off, I think.
Okay. How do students get help if needed, if they need help with the online class?
Well, most of the time they'll call you or they'll email you. Email is probably the number one thing that people do. If they have a problem, with some of the material, and I guess they also will post to a threaded discussion. If people are having a problem, sometimes they'll say, I don't know how to do this, and other people will try to help them. So that works. That's good for an instructor. When someone posts a problem online and other students help, it sort of takes the burden off of you, which is a good thing. And that doesn't really happen in a traditional class very much. All the students sort of defer to the instructor in a traditional class. But in an online class, they do tend to help each other more. I guess out of necessity sometimes. So, email and online discussion is how I think they do it. Or they'll call sometimes.
Do you think teachers who have been teaching for a while and are older should be technologically, like you say, advanced as up-and-coming young teachers?
Well, let me think. I guess I fall under the category that I don't think young teachers necessarily have to be super technologically advanced. I think we spend too much time teaching teachers how to use technology and not enough time how to be teachers, how to work with people and care about people and deal with social pressures that are in the classroom. I think technology skills are overstated for beginning teachers. I don't think beginning teacher has to be wonderfully technology savvy. My wife's a teacher, and I don't think technology skills are the number one skill set that helps her be successful. And so I would say, to answer your question, yes, I think older teachers need to be as technologically savvy as younger teachers, but I don't think younger teachers need to be all that technologically savvy.
Are the certifications for being an online teacher the same as an in-class teacher?
I don't know. In higher education, no. There's really no certification to be a teacher as a college professor. Anybody can teach if you have a doctoral degree and you're employed as a college professor. So there's really no certification to be a traditional college teacher or an online college teacher. And as far as K-12 teachers, I don't know if the certifications are the same or different. Sorry.
Do you think using technology in the classroom takes away from the merit of a traditional classroom setting?
Does using technology take away? I guess it depends. I guess some technology, like PowerPoint, just standing up there and going through a PowerPoint, that's not really doing anything, and I think that does take away some. Just as lecturing would take away. So I think it really depends. I think using technology in the classroom really can enhance what you're doing if you're doing something thoughtful and creative. But that gets back to a teacher. An experienced, dedicated, caring teacher will figure out a way to get those kids to learn. And if technology is the way to do it, great. If it's not, they'll figure something else. But a bad teacher will use technology poorly, and just like they'd use any other tool poorly. So it really gets back to the teacher. We need really good teachers.
All right, well, thank you very much. Your information is very much appreciated.
Sure, thanks for coming by.